Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. The president of Turkey, Erdogan, has some things to say about his trust in the West and Russia, and he says that he trusts both sides as much. So he's not having any problems with Russia as he doesn't have any problems with the Western countries. Now, obviously, that's not what some weasel expected, because you're supposed to say that, hey, Russia is entirely this and that, and we are the perfect side, which it's not true. Things are a little bit more, how should I put it, sophisticated than that. But they try to get us to the toddler mentality, juvenile mentality, infantile mentality of we are good, they are bad. Whatever we do. So we have this little article from Associated Press, and it is from today, and today is what? The 19th of September 2023. Turkey's Erdogan says he trusts Russia as much as he trusts the West. Oh my, that's not good, isn't it? So, again, Turkey's Erdogan says he trusts Russia as much as he trusts the West. Oh no, here's Mr. Erdogan. Turkish President Erdogan said that he trusts Russia as much. Explaining his recent meeting with Russian President Putin, Erdogan said that he had failed to get him to resume the Black Sea grain deal. The Kremlin withdrew from the July, but had elicited a pledge for Russia to supply 1 million tons of grain to Africa, I think for free, for the certain kind of duration. But they don't say why they withdrew, because this is Associated Press after all. Because in that little agreement of the Black Sea grain agreement, the Russians were supposed to have some sanctions lifted, their fertilizer and grain being allowed to be sold in certain markets. Their vessels were supposed to be able to dock in certain Western cities. The payment systems of SWIFT, remember, was supposed to agree to have one Russian bank that could make payments and receive payments in this case. So all those things the Western partners did not do according to the Russians. So the Russians said, after a year, we said, bye-bye, we're not gonna renew it. And the guys said, what do you mean? We were having a good time. Don't you have a good time? No, I don't have a good time. Well, so that's how the things occurred. And I'm quoting, I have no reason not to trust them, end quote. Erdogan said during an interview late Monday with US broadcaster PBS in New York, where he is attending the UN General Assembly. And I'm quoting, to the extent the West is reliable, Russia is equally irreliable. To the extent the West is reliable. For the last 50 years, we have been waiting at the doorstep of the EU, and at this moment in time, I trust Russia just as much as I trust the West, end quote. So it says, Moscow pulled out, right here, let's see if they say it. I didn't read the article, obviously. I don't do it 99% of the time, 99.9% of the times I don't read the articles, because when I read the title, I kind of know what these guys are going to vomit on us. So Moscow pulled out of the agreement 2 months ago, claiming a parallel deal to allow its exports of foodstuffs and fertilizer had not been honored. Claiming a parallel deal. Well, okay. Erdogan is visiting New York, tralala, lululu. So again, Erdogan, I think he waited too long. I was surprised that he had illusions with the West, which in this case was the European Union or the Americans. Let me give you a little story, and I don't know if you would agree with that or not, but just think about it. You are the president of a country, and you're democratically elected. And then after you're democratically elected, someone else wants to overthrow you and helps a military coup in your country. And you survive that. You arrest the coup members and you dispense or disperse, give justice, as it should have happened in Ukraine in 2014. And I'm talking about, I think, 2016. when this happened to you. And then after that, you continuously hear that you are illegitimate, you continuously hear that you are a tyrant, you are a strong man, and there's no democracy in your country. Moreover, those guys who maybe helped, the coup against you in 2016, they say, we're not going to send you more weapons. And then you say, well, I'm going to buy the weapons from this guy. And they say, no, you can't buy from that guy, and you can't buy from us. Therefore, you will not have weapons. And then you say, well, I'm going to buy for that guy for the protection of my people, because I think you had some hanky-panky thoughts against me. So I'm buying that. These guys place sanctions on you. All right? And then you come back to the European Union, who kicked you in the teeth not too many years back. When you wanted to be part of it, they said you're not good enough. Your democracy doesn't work. There's a lot of things that you have to fix. Erdogan has to go, and things like this. But Ukraine can go in 2 years or a year, be a member of the European Union with Zelensky. But Erdogan, no, it's because he's Turkish, and the other one is Ish. Anyway, and then you come back. This is what I didn't like, or maybe it was just another C moment where Erdogan comes and says, European Union, maybe guys, we're gonna try to be members again. And the Europeans smack them again, saying, well, another many, how they call them, reforms have to be implemented in your country before we even look at that. Like, democracy is not okay. So we're gonna lecture you what democracy is. And Erdogan says, you know what? I hope you said this. Off again, and say, see, my friends, see my Turkish friends, they want to us to change for them as if they are perfect. But you may say, well, you came and knocked at the European Union's door. That's correct. But as I already said, you will be invited to join groups when you deserve and they can see an interest, an advantage having you there. If they don't see it, they will not just invite you there. You can't barge in. That's something I remember I read a long time ago about the elites in the United States of America, where it says you will not, you can't push yourself into the elites, the little clubs. You have to show that you have so much power and influence that they can use you. And when they see a benefit by using you and being friends with you, they will invite you over there. And then you enter like that. And then you can impose your wishes. Not like right now, I'm going to come in like the Romanians in the European Union. Yes, thank you very much. Like the European Union did not need Romania. It needed it. But Romanians were weasels. Why? Because a lot of people were educated in the West and they understood what they need to do. So Romania entered like this in NATO and other countries did not. Why? You have to respect yourself first in order for others to respect you. But you can enter like a weasel and you will be treated like that, or you can enter like what you are, a strong entity, and you will be treated like that. And the moment someone tries to not treat you like that, you have the authority, power, and self-respect to flick them over their snot or beak. Puck, puck, puck. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.